All right, let's dive right in. We're going to break down a pretty radical 90-day self-transformation plan. It's inspired by the entrepreneur Ayman Gaji, and really, it's a blueprint designed for one very specific purpose.
And that's it right there. That's the core promise. It's all about this period of intense focused work on yourself, so that in just 3 months, that's it, just 90 days, the person who comes out on the other side is just fundamentally stronger, clearer, and a hell of a lot more capable.
The entire framework for this is actually built on a really powerful idea, the Batman origin story. I mean, think about it. After his parents died, Bruce Wayne didn't just wallow in Gotham. No, he left. He disappeared, went off to a monastery in some icy mountains, and literally forged himself into Batman. He learned how to fight, how to endure, how to handle insane mental pressure. He built himself from the ground up.
Now look, most of us can't just drop everything and move to a remote monastery for a few years. I get it. But here's the thing, you don't have to. What we're going to lay out here is exactly how you can replicate that same intense focus, that same discipline, right where you are, in your everyday life.
Okay, so, first things first. The absolute foundational step of your transformation is a period of intense discipline called monk mode. This is where you build your own personal monastery.
So what is monk mode?
Well, it's pretty much the modern equivalent of Bruce Wayne disappearing into the mountains. It's all about intentionally cutting out the noise, the gossip, the chatter, all the distractions that are constantly pulling you away from what you actually want to achieve. For these 90 days, you and your goals become the only focus.
So how does this actually work? Well, it's pretty simple. For the next 90 days, you are making a trade. You cut out all the typical distractions on the left, the stuff that just drains your time and your energy, and you replace them with a set of non-negotiable disciplines on the right. It's a direct swap. You're trading low-value habits for high-value ones, period.
And these right here, these are the core habits you have to commit to. They're called non-negotiables for a reason. It doesn't matter if you're tired, if it's raining outside, if you had a bad day at work, you get them done. No excuses. This is the absolute bedrock of the discipline you're trying to build.
Okay, so once that internal discipline is getting locked in, it's time to focus on the external stuff. We're going to start with how you present yourself to the world. Think of it as your physical and mental armor. Just think about that feeling for a second. Walking out of the barbershop with a perfect, sharp haircut. You stand a little taller, right? You just feel invincible. Improving your style, your appearance, it has a massive, direct impact on your motivation. Because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you get more done. It's a simple little psychological hack, but it really fuels your daily drive. Now, for the second part of forging your armor, this is about committing to something real, something tangible, something you absolutely cannot fake, a physical challenge. So, why is this so critical? Well, whether it's a marathon or a boxing match or some intense fitness event, you can't pretend your way through it. You either did the work and you can do it, or you can't. You cross the finish line or you don't. This commitment becomes the glue holding you together when your own internal motivation starts to fade. It grounds your efforts in hard reality and proves to you, beyond any doubt, just how strong you really are.
Okay, next up. Just like Batman needed resources to build his suit and the Batcave, your mission needs fuel. And in our world, that fuel usually comes down to 2 things: money and knowledge.
Let's be real for a second. You can't train properly if you're up all night worrying about rent. You can't think clearly with a mountain of debt hanging over your head. You just can't reach your full potential as a person if that constant money anxiety is breathing down your neck. It has to be dealt with. So, what's the solution? According to this whole framework, it's about focusing your energy on learning a high-value skill that you can actually sell online. We're talking about things like copywriting, video editing, sales, data analysis, stuff like that. By developing what's called an income-producing activity, or an IPA, you start to remove the single biggest bottleneck to your own growth, a lack of resources.
And this right here, this is a total game changer for your mindset. High earners aren't necessarily geniuses or some kind of special people. They just know something that you don't yet. This reframes the entire challenge, right? It's not about some innate talent you may or may not have. It's about acquiring specific knowledge. Stop thinking other people are special and start focusing on learning what they know.
All right, so with the external stuff getting handled, your discipline, your physical challenges, your finances, the final stage is all about mastering your internal compass. This is about creating a sense of purpose that is just unwavering. Now here's a really powerful psychological truth. As humans, we are just far more willing to do things for other people than we are for ourselves. It's weird, but it's true. And you can actually use this biological hardwiring to create an unbreakable commitment. See, by promising a loved one, your mom, your partner, your sibling, that you will achieve a specific goal for them, you create this anchor of accountability that's totally outside of yourself. You know what? They might not even believe you at first, but that doesn't matter. The act of making that promise, of putting it out there, lights a fire under you that just ensures you stay consistent, even on the days you want to quit for yourself.
Now for the final piece of mental mastery, and this one's fascinating. Your speech, the way you talk, is a direct mirror of your thoughts. If you use filler words like and like, if you go off on tangents and speak unclearly, it's usually a sign of a cluttered mind. But look at the flip side. When you actively work to organize your speech, to speak clearly and concisely, you are literally organizing your mind at the same time. Your goals get clearer, your actions become more precise, and that clarity starts to bleed into every single area of your life.
So, there you have it. Those are the rules of engagement. You now have the complete framework to go away for 90 days and come back, well, completely unrecognizable. So here's how you actually start. Look, this isn't just for entertainment. This requires actual planning and real commitment. So take out a piece of paper right now. Write down your non-negotiable habits. Write down the physical event you're going to commit to, and write down the promise you're going to make and to whom. Then, set your 90-day start and end dates. This is a serious challenge. It's going to require every fiber of your strength, so prepare for it and take it seriously. The plan is laid out. The path is clear. All that's left is the decision to actually walk it. The choice, as always, is yours. Your transformation is waiting.